welcome back to another video. It is the summertime and summer is one of the best times of year for perfumery. So here are some of my summer perfumes that I'm going to be reaching for all summer. That it's time to smell fresh, clean, and wear perfume that is not going to be heavy or weigh you down, and fragrances that will work with the weather. My name is Emma, I'm a fragrance content creator and I'm also in perfumery school, currently on summer break. Here is my curation of my fragrances for the summer. Now without further ado, let's jump right into it. I have a few different categories that this video is going to be broken into, with citrus scents to fruity scents to clean musk, laundry-like scents, and then more versatile scents from daytime to nighttime. And we're going to finish it off with my nighttime scents, which it's kind of a lot, but you can click to whatever part of the video you're looking for. So let's start off with my citrusy, fresh summer picks. Now, if you watch any of my content, you will know this first fragrance that I'm going to be talking about, which is Neroli Amara by Van Cleef & Arpels. This fragrance is made by the master perfumer Quentin Bish, and it has delicious notes of lemon, cypress, neroli. This smells like the most expensive woman. It's fresh, it's clean, it's floral, it's beautiful. It makes me think of like London. Like if I was playing a little tennis match in Wimbledon and I was wearing all white. This fragrance is supposed to evoke happiness or be inspired by happiness and rays of sunshine, and that's what it smells like to me. It smells like the sun is coming down on you and it's bright and uplifting and happy. It just smells so luxe and beautiful. One thing to note is that these citrus forward fragrances aren't generally the most long lasting. So while I don't have any particular issues with this fragrance, the wear on this is maybe about 4 to 6 hours. So if that matters to you, do keep that in mind. But for now, this is going to be my most worn fragrance for the summer. So starting off with a bang, Neroli Amara, Van Cleef & Arpels. The next fruity fragrance that I like is Arancia di Capri by Acqua di Parma. This is Italian fragrance brand and their fragrances are pretty much all freshies. They have a fig scent, they have a bergamot one. All their fragrances are really good, but lately I've been really into the the orange. I find that there's almost like a tea like linalool note in here that I love. I love tea notes. I love the smell of tea. And so this kind of has a tea feeling where it's orange, but it smells niche and complex. And it's like an orange scent that's worth your money and worth wearing. I just think this fragrance smells really special. And as opposed to the other fragrances that I've recommended on this list, this one is more elevated and sophisticated. It's less sweet and more classy. Like this is just pure class. So big fan of Acqua di Parma, all their fruity scents, all their citrus scents, but I specifically really like Arancia di Capri. The next fragrance that we have is an oldie but a goodie. This is the first summer fragrance that I really ever discovered through social media, and it's recently been reformulated and the bottle's been changed a little bit, and I actually think I like this formulation more than I liked the original version of this fragrance. Now this is Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue. This fragrance came out in 2001. The perfumer is Olivier Cresp, who's the king of gourmands, king of lemon notes. It has notes of green apple, lemon. It just feels like summer. Like this is just the smell of summertime. The new packaging is so much better than the old packaging. This is like I'm sitting on a boat. The water is splashing onto me and the sun is out. Like it's bright, it's sunny. If you really like citrus scents, this is very citrus forward. It is lemon, it is green apple. So if you like that type of fragrance, you like summery, you like fresh, this is a go-to pick for the summer. Okay, now we're gonna move along to part 2 of this video, which is fruity notes. So if you like juicy, fruity scents for the summer, this is your part of the video. And of course, if we're gonna talk about juice, we have to talk about commodity juice. This fragrance has notes of rhubarb, davana, rose, and it's so fruity. Like it just smells like you have a bunch of raspberries in your hand and you're like smushing them. I was in New York a few weeks ago and I was out at the commodity store. Of course, I should have known. But I was smelling this girl and I was like, oh, she smells so familiar. I don't know what she's wearing, but I definitely own this perfume. Like it's so familiar. She was wearing juice, guys. Like, I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together. So Commodity does scent spaces. So basically like they have personal, expressive, and bold versions of each scent. Basically, so any scent that they have, you can choose how strong you want it to be. This is the expressive or like the regular or like eau de parfum, I think you'd say. So it's essentially supposed to like be smellable to you and those around you. So if you like a normal or like good projection, Commodity does standardize their projection, which I think is kind of cool. It's really juicy and fun, and I think it has kind of a clean vibe. Like when I smelled it on that girl, I thought she smelled really clean, and I was trying to think of like what fragrances are fresh and clean like that, but it also has a really romantic rose note. So if you do like rose, this fragrance I think is the perfect sweetness where it's not super sweet. It's kind of has that like tart kick that I like. So super fun, juicy for the summer. And if you like fruity scents, this one is great. Okay, the next fruity scent that we have is Miami Nectar by Ellis Brooklyn. You may notice that I'm not holding Miami Nectar from Ellis Brooklyn, and that is because I do not own it. I own Guava Granita, which is a great scent. If you like guava, this is one that I was considering putting in this video, but for sake of time, Miami Nectar is my favorite, and I wanted to hold something, so this is what I'm holding. Miami Nectar is the most beautiful fruity coconut scent, and there's something in it that's reminiscent to Burberry Her with kind of that, it has like the same level of sweetness and projection, and the way that it, like the impact of the scent, I think I would compare to Burberry Her, even though the scent is actually completely different. It's mango, coconut, it's sweet and fruity and tropical, and I think I've always described it as like your friend that you go on a girls trip with, and it's like the friend that gets you guys going out, the friend that wants to stay out late, the friend that's always like, where is the party, we're gonna start the party, the fun police to make sure everyone's having fun. That is that perfume to me. It's long lasting, it's strong, it's gonna keep up with you. I think it's just a fragrance that, like, if I were going on Love Island, it's one that I would wear. It's such a good perfume and it's such a good time. So Miami Nectar, 100% recommend. So this fragrance, you just kind of have to smell it to get what I'm saying, because the notes to me do not capture the actual scent of this fragrance. This is Parisian Musc by Matière Première, and this to me smells kind of like Philosophes by Diptyque. It smells like fig and musk. It's very green, but I believe the notes are ambrette, musk. This fragrance is a powerhouse. It's strong, it lasts a long time, but the fragrance itself is not an overpowering scent. It's not something that's so, it's not invasive or like offensive in any way. It smells green, clean, crisp, soft, and yeah, nutty like ambrette. Okay, the more that I smell it, the more, now I'm like, okay, I get the notes. I get the ambrette. This fragrance is clean and ethereal and sweet, but very nutty. So if you like notes like iris or angelica, it also has a warmth. The more that this sits, it's warm and classy. I don't even know how to describe this. I'm just getting carried away. I don't know. This is one that, like, every time I smell it, I'm interested and I have to take a moment to keep smelling it. I just think this fragrance is so beautiful. It's like, it's singing to me. This fragrance, I would compare this to a really well-written book. And I know I'm talking about summery perfumes, but there's something about this that feels like magic, and it's very well done. The perfumer is amazing, Aurélien Guichard. I think this is a beautiful perfume. So Parisian Musc, I'm not describing it very well, but it smells fresh but warm, and clean but warm and musky, and lyrical and beautiful at the same time. And the projection longevity is very, very good. Oh, and I know this is a really expensive perfume. I have the sample set. I got mine from Twisted Lily. I have Emma 10 for 10% off. And if you want bigger samples, I also have a discount code for Scent Split, and that's also Emma 10 for 10% off. So Twisted Lily, Scent Split, wherever you want to sample any of these, do so. Emma 10, you can try it there. All right, moving on to my day to night fragrances. These are just like designer perfumes that I think are pretty versatile that I would like in the summertime. The first one that I really like is Prada Paradoxe Intense. I talk about this all the time, so I'm gonna be quick, but I just think this fragrance is so romantic and so pretty. It has neroli, which is a classic summery fragrance note, and then this beautiful vanilla at the base and a little bit of oak moss to make it smell whimsical. And I just love this perfume so much. Every time I put it on, I feel like I want to be in Italy, but I think of those like Instagram models that are very well dressed and always have cool dresses on and are somehow always at a coffee shop posing on an outdoor patio. I don't know, it just smells like an aspirational girl I want to be. Like, this is kind of the smell of the girls on Pinterest to me. It's very versatile, and it's sweet, it's just so charming. I think it's so good. You can wear it from daytime to nighttime because it does have that vanilla note, so I do think this would be beautiful in the evenings. I'd love this during the sunset. Prada Paradoxe Intense, beautiful, beautiful, versatile scent. The next fragrance I have is YSL Libre, which is a classic. It's not particularly summery. This is a designer scent, so it's meant to be formulated for kind of any time. It's meant to be year-round wearing. It's not particularly summery, but I wore this a lot one summer, and so it just makes me think of summertime. And there was a local bar that my friends and I used to go to, and I remember one of the waitresses was wearing this one time. It was like a summer night. We had all waited outside for a long time in the sun, like singing songs. Anyway, I just think of the summertime with this. This is another one that gets me a lot of compliments. It's so distinct and pretty, and it's gonna last through whatever shenanigans you get up to. My bottle looks absolutely crazy. It's been through it. I purchased this from Fragrance Buy. It was like a tester, and don't ask what my bottle has been through. This bottle has seen things. YSL Libre, the original eau de parfum, is my personal preference for the summertime, but there's also the Libre Intense if you want more vanilla. Now, the next one that we have is one that I recently discovered. It's from a brand called Serviette, and this is called Frisson D'Hiver. Frisson D'Hiver. This fragrance actually has ice notes. This fragrance is sweet and gourmand, but cold at the same time. It smells like really sweet marshmallow with ice. I recently got the sample set from this brand, and I had such a fun time smelling through them. And this is the one that I think I liked the most, or at least was at the beginning the most immediately appealing and probably the most conventionally likable. It kind of has, with the Orange Blossom, I do think that's a note that you can totally pull off in the summertime. It is a very similar Orange Blossom to Killian Love Don't Be Shy or Rihanna. But the difference here is there's this really cold, crisp ice note that is super interesting. So I think that if you want something funky that you're not going to see anywhere else, Frisson D'Hiver is a very interesting pick. And I feel so pretentious for trying to say it in the French way, but I know I have French people who watch my videos. Okay, and the final Day to Night perfume that I have is Kylie Jenner's Cosmic. You guys, this perfume is so good. Maybe it's more of a nighttime perfume because it's actually very ambery, and it has this kind of like warmth to it, but a bit of like that soapy, fruity, clean smell at the same time. I like this perfume. My mom likes this perfume. A lot of content creators that I follow as well were kind of like, oh, Kylie Jenner's coming out with a perfume, and they smell it and they're like, oh, it's like actually good. And I can't pretend that I don't like this, you guys. I like it. I think this smells good, and I like the new Intense one. It's just a little something sweet. It's very easy, and I think if you want something for the summertime, hell yeah. I also love the way that this fits in my hand when I hold it. I almost dropped it there. It's just so sweet and so likable, and I think it's so pretty. So if you want a fragrance that feels like, if you like Vanilla 28 by Kayali, but you don't want something so sharp, this fragrance feels blended in a way that it's like it's all just one scent. Like it's blended so perfectly together that it feels like you can't even pick out, oh, here's the vanilla, here's the brown sugar, here's these notes. It feels like one just slick, sweet fragrance. And it smells like those pretty girls that don't have to style their hair, they don't have to do anything, they just wake up, roll out of bed, and they're perfect. That's kind of what this smells like and kind of how it makes me feel, and I can't pretend I don't like it. I'm not going to spend a long time on this because everyone knows this perfume, but honorable mention is the Brazilian Crush Cheirosa 62. Sol de Janeiro, they own the summer. This is the scent of the summer. I will never not like this perfume. I will never not reach for this perfume. This was the smell of my university campus in August. You would walk down the street in my college town, and every single girl that I passed smelled like this. And I was one of them. I was happy to be one of them. I love this perfume. It is so good. It is pistachio, salted caramel. If you haven't smelled it, what are you doing? Finally, moving on to my more nighttime perfumes. Okay, the next one that we have is one that I recently reviewed for my worst fragrances at Sephora video. And while this fragrance itself doesn't have bad ratings, it actually is very positively rated. This whole collection overall has a pretty low rating on Sephora. Now, this is Love Frequency by Charlotte Tilbury. To me, this fragrance is the ultimate summer night perfume. And who am I to like this perfume? There's patchouli in this. Like, I don't even usually like patchouli like that. This smells like Le Labo's Thé Noir with an intense cafe opening. When I first spray it, I get the most beautiful jammy rose. This fragrance feels like I'm falling in love, but then also I'm like standing in damp earth, like I'm standing in the soil. Like there's something so grounded to it, and that feels like a little foresty and ethereal at the same time. Tell me why when I went to New York, this was the only perfume that I wanted to bring with me. It's And I didn't like it when I first smelled it. It took time to grow on me, so do not go blind buying this. Do not go blind buying any of these perfumes. Sample always first. This is at Sephora. You can probably get it from any Sephora. As for the other perfumes, Scent Split, Twisted Lily, Emma 10. But when you spray this, it has the most beautiful, like, sweet, jammy, romantic rose opening. And as it dries down, it gets that, like, kind of sexy, kind of unisex, like, nighttime feel. That has that, yeah, again, like, damp earth, Pedro Pascal. Like, why Pedro Pascal? I don't know. But him in the movie Materialists, in the beginning of the movie, like, oh, I'm just thinking about that. Anyway, this fragrance, like, I could see some people, I understand it's not for everyone, but for me, I think this is so cute for the summer nights. So big fan. Next up, we have another fragrance, which is made by Pascal Guérin, is the perfumer, and this is Armani Privé Rouge Malachite. This is one of my most complimented perfumes. This is summertime goddess, like, siren perfume. This is tuberose. And do I like tuberose usually? No. This has pink pepper, benzoin, amber, cashmerein, and I don't even usually like cashmerein, and tuberose. And it's, when I first got this, I remember thinking, I don't know if I like this, like, I don't know if this is my thing. There's something kind of similar to Alien by Mugler. And I say that for the people who are gonna smell it for the first time, because the more that I smell this, there's like nothing similar to me. But it's this rich, lush floral scent that is somehow so addictive, and just like tuberose, there's this kind of, like, I don't know, saying about tuberose where apparently way back when women in Italy weren't allowed to walk through tuberose fields because the scent was supposed to be so addictive and so sensual that walking through tuberose fields was supposed to encourage them to sin, was the thought. So now we see tuberose as this flower that's so carnal, like so addictive and so erotic and beautiful. And so this perfume is like an ode to that. And I remember when I first got this, I sprayed it on and I was thinking, I don't get the hype. And then my boyfriend was like, girl, you smell so good. And then all of my friends, because I lived with a few other girls at the time, I was in university, and they were all like, girl, you smell so good. And then even though I still didn't get the hype at the time, I would just keep putting this on because I was like, well, I enjoy the compliments, so I'm gonna keep wearing this. And then eventually it just became one of my favorite perfumes, one of my go-to perfumes. And again, because it has the tropical floral notes, it is a summery scent. Although it's meant to be a wintry fragrance, it is actually inspired by the winter. But I do think this is a beautiful kind of summery scent as well. So summer nights, Rouge Malachite. Now, finally, my last two picks are a body oil and a candle. Two candles, actually. For body care, one of my favorite smells is the Naked Neroli by Cyclar. I talk about this all the time, so I'll go quick. It is the most gorgeous, sweet, and fun, and happy, and I used to use this shower gel. It's like one of my favorite shower gel formulas, so if you want a nice summery shower gel, this is the Naked Neroli. I have the oil because I ran out of the shower gel. But I'll put the notes up. I don't know if them off the top of my head, but it's just one of my favorite summer scents. My first favorite candle for the summer is the Cactus Blossom from Bath & Body Works. Oh my gosh, I don't really use candles myself, like I don't really burn them, but I love a home fragrance. And lately I've been going to the mall like maybe a few times a week, and every time I go to the mall I walk past Bath & Body Works and I take the Cactus Blossom scent and I smell it for like 5 minutes and then I leave. So one day I'll buy it, but it is my current favorite scent. It smells like tart and juicy, it smells like shampoo, it smells fruity and fun. And I posted about it on my Instagram and all you guys were saying, oh my gosh, Emma, like this is my favorite as well. So I feel obligated to tell you guys that the Cactus Blossom from Bath & Body Works is the best summery candle. Then Artist by the Maker is another one of my favorite candles. It is definitely more expensive. This fragrance is pomelo. It kind of has a grapefruit scent with vetiver. It's the perfect balance of sweet and like kind of earthy and kind of cooling, and tart and citrusy. I just think this fragrance is like the most interesting fragrance ever, and I want to have it in a perfume, but I don't know if I would even like it in a perfume the way that I'm addicted to it in a candle. I think I've gone through like maybe 5 to 7 of these candles actually, and I don't even burn candles. I don't even know where they're going. Like I'm putting them around my house. I gave some to my brother. I've given them as gifts. It's my favorite candle ever, and I'm not even describing things well because I'm just like getting to the end of this video. But if you like kind of like grapefruit, and like the color pink, that is the scent profile of this. If you have any recommendations or any favorite summer scents, drop them in the comments below. Now, I know that this wasn't very coconut, like classic tropical fragrance heavy, so if you do want a video on that, let me know. I can make a video on more like conventional tropical coconut type of scents. But for now, please comment what are your favorite summer picks. If you want more content from me, please follow me on Instagram. I'm very interesting there. The username is perfumerism. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye.